Hello everybody and welcome back to the Vintage Workshop. My name is Jeff Heath. Actually, we're outside the workshop today, out by the sawmill. You guys can obviously see I'm sitting out by the Woodmizer. It is a few days before Christmas here, and maybe perhaps some of you have noticed on the two previous sawmilling videos that I put up that the power feed on the sawmill excuse me, was not working correctly. In fact, when I bought the sawmill, there were all kinds of electrical problems. I knew that going in. I got a deal on it based on the fact that I knew I was going to have to do some repairs on it, and for me it was worth the savings to do the repairs, and so far so good, because it's been very minor. Having to rebuild the carburetor, a mouse had moved in to the entire carburetor system, so I took that off, rebuilt it. That was right when I first got it. I had some electrical issues with wires that had also been eaten by mice that had moved in at the previous location by the previous owner. And also there's some damage to some of the electrical system inside the control box, all based on, you know, it's really hard to determine exactly what causes this. I don't want you guys to get the wrong impression. Woodmizer mills, they're great. They've got great customer satisfaction. The guys on the forestry forum that I've been reading for 15 years over there, they all love them. But you do have to maintain them, and when you don't maintain them, and to be quite frank, this mill was not very well maintained by the previous owner. I think they were just using it and not going through and cleaning the rails off and making sure mice weren't getting inside and stuff like that. And when you allow these things to happen, it causes bogging down of the mill, and when that occurs, of course, that's going to create overloads with the electrical system. And best guess, after talking with Jason over at Woodmizer in the electrical department of the customer service department, we walked through a complete technical, basically just checking out systems, basically troubleshooting the mill to try to figure out exactly what was going on, what was working correctly electrically, as well as what was incorrect. And we were able to determine yesterday with a little bit of work and a voltmeter what was going on inside here. And he was fantastic in helping me. He walked me through the process. I claim absolutely zero knowledge when it comes to being able to diagnose a electrical circuit board problem on my own. I didn't have a wiring schematic, so Jason was fantastic with that. So what we determined was basically after checking all the systems, that power supply leading up through the variable speed potentiometer was working fine. It was ranging in its voltage parameters just fine. And then the MOSFET board, and what that board does is it creates power to the forward part of this, and the potentiometer is what controls how many volts it gets through the control board. And this control board, which is, I just got it in the mail, literally, they shipped it overnight to me, and the guy just arrived about 20 minutes ago. I was tickled pink that it arrived while there was still daylight, so I'm going to try and get this thing installed. And what this is it's basically a PC board that mounts on the back control panel, and what it does is it controls the electrical processing of the potentiometer and probably a few other things to make this work correctly, so that you can slow the mill down or speed the mill up depending on how wide the cuts are versus how skinny cuts are, whether you're cutting 2x4s or 26-inch wide slabs. So enough talk. Let's get after this thing. Let me change this out. It comes with a really nice book of instructions from Woodmizer. I already read through it once. I've already disconnected the battery. One of the battery terminal, I just bought a new marine grade battery, and one of the clamps on the battery connector was cracked. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and replace all that stuff while I'm here. I'm not going to bore you with that stuff, but let's get after this and get it fixed. So what I've done here is I've opened up the back panel, which you can see right here, and also the side panel, and that's for access, because a couple of these wires have to go up to the drum switch. This controller right here is what controls forward and reverse on the mill. There's another toggle on the other side, exact same handle as this, and that's what makes the head go up and down for depth of cut. And this up here is the AccuSet. AccuSet is the computer program which allows me to preset thicknesses, and literally just one button I press down the handle, the feed down, and it automatically goes to the next board. So if I want to cut 4/4 boards or 6/4 boards or 8/4 boards or whatever sizes I program in, just with one little bop, it'll remember where I was before, regardless of how high I run the mill up. And then when I come back to start the next cut, I hit the down button and it automatically advances down to the next cut. So what I've got to do is I've got to get this part, which is the part that's misfunctioning, completely unwired and replaced with the new one, and then mark where all the wires go with the new process. So there's absolutely no way I'm going to be able to film this because of the tight quarters. I won't be able to get in here without just completely blocking your view. So I just wanted to show you what was going on. This is the control board that's faulty. This is the heat sink down here. It's got a diode on it. And then this is the MOSFET board. And that's what controls just the fact that it feeds power for forwarding. So what we want to do is get this guy replaced, remove from the board, get the new one in place, and then I'll bring you back once I've done all that. Last screw in the front control panel. We got it all buttoned up. I got new battery jumper cables in there. This is going to be a little bit cold. Alright, it's cold out. We got to let it warm up a little bit. First time that's done that on my watch. It's been 4.5 years. It's amazing how you get happy over the silliest thing. All right, we are back in business. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned up. The rest of the maintenance that I want to do on the mill is I want to grease all the grease fittings and everything for all of the parts that are moving here. We got the log feed rollers, we've got the toe boards, we've got the automatic, the backstops and everything. I'm going to go ahead and go through the entire mill. I'm going to grease everything up, and then tomorrow, weather permitting, I'm going to get I got a couple of really nice logs over there, including two kind of mystery logs. They're maple, but they have the potential to have some great figure inside of them. Won't know until we open them up, so that'll be next. So I hope you're still with me here. That's a quick video on repairing the power feed, and for any of you guys that have these mills that are having similar problems with diagnostic problems, don't be afraid to call Woodmizer. Those guys are fantastic over there. They'll take all the time you need, and then they'll literally walk you through the process of troubleshooting it. They were fantastic with me, so highly recommend it. If you're having a problem, give them a call. Thanks for watching, and for those of you that are subscribed, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't already, please hit that little subscribe button. Guys, I can't ask you enough. That's what helps this channel grow. And I do appreciate it when you hit the subscribe button. There's going to be a lot more videos coming. We've got Sawmill videos coming. We've got, I'm going to get back to work on the smoker and get that thing going again. And of course, we've got some furniture to build inside the workshop as well as getting on the snowflake bandsaw restoration and get that finished. So I hope to be bringing you guys lots of content this winter, health permitting, and we'll see you real soon.